Oh, yay, it's Friday. It might be a quiet day today since it's a
Yes.
holiday for some people in the US, but we're going to go live and record, and everybody can watch this on Monday if they are not in the office today. But we're going to have fun anyway. In fact, welcome, Sam. Hey,
Hello,
Arvishi.
friends.
We've been having fun in the green room, waiting to get started anyway, talking about pets and cats and IT and just having a good old time without y'all. So, welcome. You're welcome to join us. We're going to have a good time regardless. So, thanks for joining us, everyone. It is Friday, November 10th. I'm Becky Scott, head of community at JumpCloud. As you all know, Urvashi is our wonderful technical champion, having a fabulous hair day. Urvashi looks great.
Mhm.
Yes. And
Brought to
Sam,
you by
well,
Moroccan Oil.
yes. Vogue. Sam, welcome back. Thanks for
Yay!
coming again. We love having you.
Happy to be here. I love it, and
Yeah.
I always love it when it's the female panel. That's just a bonus for me.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are going to miss Lindsay today, so
Yes,
tell her that I know she's off doing fun things, but whatever. Like we're not fun.
she could have, paused and just joined us for an hour.
I know. Well, we've got a lot going on today. Like I kept putting updates into the show notes and it kept getting longer and longer and longer. Yes, Debbie, thank you for noticing. Yay, female panel. Women, we are here. Hear us roar. Rawr. Okay. All right. We're getting silly today and I haven't even had my full cup of coffee yet, so watch out. All right. And we don't have Rob to bug us about our coffee yet. I have not seen him come in, but sometimes we have Tom on for diversity. Yes. Tom is our diversity pick, but we love him. So let's see. We've got Tiernan and Alan and Stuart. Welcome back, Stuart, and Tad and Ross and Timothy and Angel. And I saw Debbie making a quick comment on there. So, all right, Stephen, hello. So we've got the usual schedule, community, and a quick I Make Work Happen update. And product releases. Oh boy, have I got a ton of product release notes in here for you today. Lots going on. And then Sam is going to talk about HRIS integrations. I know we always have a lot of good questions on that. Oh, hey, Ross. Ross is waving. We always have a good lot of questions on those. Everybody's always excited to have more HR integrations, lots of those. Hey, James. I see James giving us a big wave over there. So thanks for joining us, everyone. So we're excited to hear what you have in store for us today, Sam. It's going to be
Yeah.
great. See, Stuart's asking ADP.
I'll come to that.
Crossing the fingers there. I know. All right. So first off, I don't know if this person is on today, but we can only hope that he joins us at some point. And if he does, we will re-congratulate him. But this week's I Make Work Happen winner, drum roll. Oh, very good. Wait, that almost sounded like a cat, but we'll take
sorry,
it.
that was a purr. That was a purr.
Oh, no, it actually sounded like a drum roll too. Eric Chambers, Senior IT Manager at Torrent Consulting. Eric, congratulations on winning this week's I Make Work Happen. A gift card and some goodies in the mail. All right, so community update. Jurgen is on fire. He has done another script. This is a Python SIP, self-service software installation portal, RC1. He's got a script in there. And he also helped Urvashi with something over on Reddit, enabling 801.x auth for Ethernet on Windows via XML and PowerShell. So we brought that over on the community so people could find that later if they have that question. And we're starting to do some new additional IT hour transcripts over in the IT hour group on the community to kind of put some things in to help you. Oh, Stuart's asking for the link, please, for that, Urvashi, for the 801 auth. We're adding some additional transcripts from the IT hour around our technical discussions. So you will start to see those. So one of the first ones is our Q&A with Ricky about how he makes work happen. And then the Q&A with Scott and his demo that he was on here for. So we're trying to add those in so that you can go back and find that information and actually be able to search it, because we've had questions around, oh, I was trying to go back into the IT hour and find particular information, and you kind of have to go through the video and just kind of scroll through to you find what you're looking for. So we're trying to add that additional context so you can do a little bit of a search and find it a little bit easier. So we're working on we're working on that. And oh, you're in trouble now, Isaac, because now Urvashi knows who you are on Reddit. So beware. You're in trouble now.
I hope you
All
have a
right.
separate account for your work stuff, a separate account for your personal stuff.
Absolutely. Reddit hygiene.
This account is
Uh-oh. Isaac says, "Ha! Oh no." Reddit hygiene there, Isaac. Beware. Brian says, "This account has been deleted." We see that all the time. I see that all the time on Reddit. Oh, this is a temporary, this is the temporary account that I'm doing, so no one will know who I am. And then they proceed to write everything under the sun that would completely identify them if people know them well enough. Like that's not how this works, but you do you. So I think that might be their first or second day on the internet, but we'll that's why I'm careful about what I talk about on my one account, and then I have a work specific account because we answer questions on our subreddit, so we have JC after our name, and people obviously know that because they tag us into things occasionally. So yes, Ross, that's what the term is, throwaway account. Thank you. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yes, they talk about their throwaway account. This is a throwaway account so that people don't know who I am. And then they don't change enough details in their story to actually, people come by and go, "Oh my gosh, why did you write about this?" And it proceeds to be their family that figured out who they were. So it's like, if you're going to use a throwaway account, change the details of your story enough that people can't figure out who you are. All right. So on to product releases. Oh my goodness. We have a lot this week. The past couple of weeks it's been kind of quiet. And we've been like, oh, next week we'll have something. Well, guess what? This is time. Number one, Urvashi, if you will grab the links for the product webinars, one for product, one for partner, please register for the Q4 product webinars. They are coming up. And we want you to register for those so you can get in on all the goodness that is coming up. So that is number one. Number two, remote access. Background tools are now general availability. So some of the things you can do with that, and we'll have the link to the post on that because there's a lot going on there. But some of the things you can do: passwordless access. Say goodbye to hassles with passwords and enjoy seamless, secure access. Directory insights logging, P2P with no infrastructure changes, browser-based instant access, and org level opt-in, opt-out. And if you go look at that post, you will actually see a lot more from Niraj about all that you can do with those background tools. Next, a post from Serge going into the Android Zero Touch enrollment and what you can do there. Some of the key capabilities: Zero Touch enrollment, enrollment token configuration, enhanced policy management, and some of the benefits: decreased IT administration and reduction of security risks, and increased productivity and lower user friction. And he goes into a lot more detail in that article, but of course he has done some demos on the IT hour as well about that. And one more from Rob around multi-tenant portal feature roundup, all the things that we've done in the second half of the year: improved billing visibility in the multi-tenant portal, more support for case portal, being able to create support cases and have a centralized view of your cases, being able to clone an organization in a multi-tenant portal. So you're able to copy things like device groups, user groups, commands, policies, and a bunch of other things from one org into a brand new one. So you're not spending time recreating all of that. and then certificate and token monitoring in the MTP and admin portals so that you can have a widget and full page table that's filterable and sortable so you can, not have to track down all of the symptoms of an expired Apple MDM token and so on. So lots to look at in there if you're not subscribed to things like the product news board. You should definitely go subscribe to that because you'll get notified when updates are happening on that board, and so you will be some of the first to know when people like Sam and Serge and Tom and Scott when they all post on those boards, and you'll get notified when there's new stuff coming. So please make sure that you go read those. And that's, I mean, I'm sure there's going to be more soon, but that's all we have for now on those. And now I get to hand it over to the lovely Sam to talk about HRIS. And as we can see in the comments, people are chomping at the bit. I think I saw a comment about UKG and ADP.
ADP. Those are the two I hear the most before, and updates to Workday. That's the third that I hear.
Yeah. Well, my friends over at UKG will be. I know some of the people that work on the community and customer support and education teams, so they will probably be interested in hearing what about that too. So
thank you, Sue. All right. So thank you all. So when I came a few times ago to talk about HR integrations, one of the requests that came from that was, hey, can you give us just the 5-cent tour of how different HR systems, how you integrate with them, how you get things set up? And so I'm not here to just talk about one. I wanted to show you kind of what that process looks like across several of the ones. So ones that I actually have sandbox accounts for, those are the ones that got picked because I can actually show you both sides of the equation. And so I will talk through that. But before I do that, let's just do a little bit of a recap on our HR integrations today. So I am going to make sure this is the screen share part. No. Oops. Now, technical difficulties with screen share. It's not letting me share my screen. Uh-oh, Becky, I am having technical difficulties. I should have tested this in the green room.
Oh, no. Well, I know because we've done it before and there haven't been any issues.
I wonder if it's a permissions problem. So I'm trying to show you my admin portal. So, stay tuned.
And in the meantime, there's a great comment from Ross, which says my HRIS says they're secure because they don't even have an API. And they're super confused when we mention SAML. No bad HRIS services are accessed by a secure login by our customers and their employees and contractors via a bad HRIS platform. No API required.
Yeah. Stuart's asking if you turned it off and on again. So when you click to share something, is it not?
It's grayed out. Like all my options are grayed out. It's saying screen. Like I'm trying to choose screen, and it's sorry. I'm so used to just it working. I didn't even test it out in the green room.
I know because we've done it before, and it has worked for you. So
I wonder if I have to. Let me go. I'd rather be in the. So let me go check my permissions to make sure. Becky, are there any preferences like, I need to enable in?
There might be in Chrome, but since we've shared before, I don't know.
Yeah, I just did that big update, so I'm probably all wonked out.
Jonathan says, "You shall not share."
I shall not share. But this is not going to be a very awesome show if I can't share.
Yeah.
Hold on again. Security. So, Beck, do you have other updates? Let me try and kind of hash through this if there are updates that we normally share at the end.
Tad saying presentation gods are angry about something.
They are, and I was going to do everything live, which makes it even more problematic.
I know, right? I don't know why.
Screen recording.
Let me see what we would.
I have a test org if you need me to log into that, but I don't have anything connected or set up. So
yeah.
Let me go into.
I'm just checking my permissions to see if there's anything that.
Turn your webcam around to show your screen. I mean, that is kind of what Scott did last time. So
that's awesome. I don't.
It might be in uBlock. I don't know if it would be in that.
So what's up, everyone?
Yeah, Urvashi. Shuck and groove a little bit while we
Yeah,
I'll do some chit-chatting. Let's see. It is Diwali in India, so everybody is going to be off on Monday. We have a lot of holidays right now. It's all of the gods, all of the slaying of the demons, all of the birthdays, all of the conquerings and the vanquishings. So we get a lot of time off this time of year. Reading the IT news to put it together today was bleak. So many ransomware attacks. That was not fun to put together. So that's gonna brace yourselves for a bleak update on the news. Actually, Becky, do you think should we just read the news in the meantime?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We should do that.
Okay, speaking of bleak news, everybody. Up first, we have the Maine government says data breach affects 1.3 million residents. So from TechCrunch, the government of Maine has confirmed that over 1 million individuals had personal information stolen in a data breach earlier this year by a Russia-linked ransomware gang. In a statement published Thursday, the Maine government said the hackers exploited a vulnerability in its MoveIt file transfer system, which stored sensitive data on state residents like personally identifiable information. It was not. You should read the article when I post it to the show notes. It is bleak. The hackers used the vulnerability to access and download files belonging to certain state agencies between May 28th and 29th, the statement read. Then there were 2 other breaches that I didn't really go into, but I'm going to link them. There was a ransomware attack on China's biggest bank, which disrupted the treasury market trades. And McLaren Healthcare says that their data breach impacted 2.2 million people. So everybody is getting hacked right now. Change all your passwords. Next up, we have Humane's AI pin. I don't know how many of y'all have been seeing this, but they have a wearable AI device now. So after a very long wind-up, Humane has finally revealed all the details of the AI pin. It's new AI-powered wearable that's designed to be something that can keep your head out of your smartphone. So the gadget itself is small, and it can attach to your clothes using a magnetic battery pack so that it's within easy reach. Like if you see the images, that it's like a badge on your shirt. So it looks a little weird, but anyway. By tapping the AI pin, you can ask it to do smartphone-like things like making phone calls, text your friends, play music, and catch up on your email. And this was the cool part, I thought. It has a laser projector that can cast a UI onto your hand to control certain aspects of the device. So, I mean, all the articles I read said that it's kind of like, this is what they're claiming, but we don't really know what it's going to be like. So we're going to have to stay tuned on that. But these were the announcements. And finally, Apple settles for $25 million on illegal hiring discrimination allegations. Awkward. Federal law enforcement forced Apple to put $18.25 million towards folks who tried to join the company staff but were rebuffed due to the company ignoring job applications sent online. In one of the articles, I read that they were having people mail in paper applications. While feds claimed Apple was trying to favor current workers on temporary visas, the tech giant said it was just one big misunderstanding. But the DOJ says the tech giant wasn't advertising jobs on its external hiring website and was also forced some workers to mail paper applications versus letting them do the same thing over the internet. And the company wouldn't even consider those applications if a hopeful worker filed them electronically. This was all in an effort to favor Apple workers holding temporary visas over other job seekers. So I don't know what the incentive is to do that, but they're claiming it was all an accident, but they're going to pay all the fines now. So that should be fun. Kelly says only 1 million. When Move IT got hacked at the Oregon DMV, there were 3 million accounts breached. Move IT, what are y'all doing? Oh my God, that is tough. So that was all of the news that we had.
Right. I'm trying to join in another browser because for some reason Chrome is just not letting me share anything.
I'm trying to see which setting it should be. I think it's under settings content, but I can't see which one. Oh. Yeah, it should be under here. Sam, I'm going to ping you. Check this setting here.
Okay.
Because I think that's
In the
weird.
meantime, I will add some context on the IT hour transcripts. So I don't know about y'all, but I find myself constantly going back and like rewatching IT hour episodes, especially when there are product demos, to find information, to find screenshots, to find stuff like that. So now you can just hit Control F and or like search on our community and you can find stuff. So it's been super helpful for me. So hopefully it will be for you also. And we're going to limit those transcripts to only like the product demos and the technical Q&A. So it's not like all the stuff of us talking and the news and like all the fun stuff. You have to use the video for that. And more context on the enabling 801x auth for Ethernet on Windows. That one is not really like a plug and play script. It's like a bunch of resources that you're going to put together for you to get started. So it's got like a blog post that does the entire script using batch instead of PowerShell because the writer of the blog had some issue with PowerShell. And he's also provided like an XML template that you can update and like how to run those commands on PowerShell. So it's not like an easy like copy paste situation, but it has all of the things that you need to get started. He's also provided a sample script of his own, as in Jurgen's, where he uses PowerShell to update Wi-Fi settings and download the Radius certificate. But you can use that and not have to like go through the certificate bits. You can just take what you need from the Wi-Fi configuration section and the XML and use that instead. Chrome is broken on Mac OS. Oh no. Unfortunately, it broke earlier this week. Slack seems to have a patch for the GPU consumption issues. So if your Slack is crashing, update. Every time something weird happens on my phone, I just update everything. Lol at 0-day support. This is why it's such a big flex when we say we've got you covered on day 0. Sam, is there anything I can do to like share my screen? And
why don't let's do this. While I'm frantically trying to get my screen share working, let's go ahead. If you can log into your admin portal and go to the HRIS integrations, I can at least talk through the intro part of this. And if I have to, I'll share links and, give you access to Password Manager and you can log in as me and I can verbalize with having you drive the screens as a worst case scenario. And I'll keep futzing with these permissions to see if I can get the screen share to work on.
Good plug for password sharing with.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. Ross is saying, yeah, use JumpCloud remote share through her screen.
I do have remote access on.
Let me get us to the JumpCloud admin portal. You'll see it. Yes. Okay.
All right.
As you can see, I don't have anything set up.
That's all good. So go to the HR in the left-hand panel. Go ahead and scroll down to the HR integrations or HR directory. So in the directory integration section, there's an HR directories page. In here, so the reason I wanted to start here is because this gives you the list of all the integrations that either we have built to an HR provider or an HR provider has built to us. So I wanted to start here because there are different types of HR integrations that are provided through JumpCloud, and I labeled those. So one type is the provider, like Bamboo HR, Bob, Deal, Factorial. Those providers created an integration to us So basically what they're doing is they're sending either on a real-time basis or on a frequent scheduled basis. They're sending updates as they occur from within their system to JumpCloud. Then there's other integrations that we built. So Personio is one of them, where we basically pull information from them. So we built the integration, we manage it, and we set up a connection and we pull the information from them to us. And that's the Personio is like a full featured integration. There's a few others like Namely and Paylocity, which are built on a SCIM integration. And basically it's built as if we were going to be the IDP for this provider, but we're doing a pull of that information. They don't provide write from us, but they do provide a read from us from those integrations. And so for those ones, we're pulling information around new users. So namely Paylocity Workday, those are all new user integrations. So under the covers, they're using different protocols. Some of them are writing to our SCIM API. Some of them are writing, like Bob is writing to our actual JumpCloud API, and vice versa. We're connected to a provider's their REST API, their custom REST API, or one of their SCIM APIs. So that's all kind of, given this is the IT hour, a little bit more under the cover in terms of what's happening with them. And then, so this catalog continues to grow, and somebody did ask the question like, hey, do you have, is ADP, anyone? And so we are in the process of working on creating a partnership with ADP right now. So we're going through all the legalese and T's and C's of that process, so that we can get in their marketplace and have a formal partnership and be able to connect with them to provide that sort of integration. That's looking, current target is Q1, H1 for sure. When you have partnerships and marketplaces, sometimes there's some, things that you uncover as you're working through that process. But that's where we're looking to have something available in that Q1 or definitely H1 timeframe for ADP. The next one that we hear a lot about is the enhancement to the Workday integration, where we want to be able to not only import new users, but be able to import updates to existing users as well as new users. And UKG is the third one that we hear. So all the ones that you all asked about in the chat, that's definitely where we are looking to go in the future. So those are kind of the high level views. And if you don't already have if you don't see your provider here, we do offer, see at the bottom, it says, can't find what you're looking for, create a custom application. So we did, Rashi, if you want to click on that create custom application button, it walks you through. We have this really amazing, so I'm going to plug here, we have this new amazing flow around setting up an application. So you would go through that process. I won't take you through the full thing, Rashi, but I just do want to point out. So go ahead and click next. We're going to get some stuff set up for you. And so with this, what we're going to do is, what you'll want to do is you'll say, I want to import from this app. So identity management. So this is, you would select that option, you go next. From there, you click the next button, give it a name, my HR demo, whatever you want to call it. And then you click save the application. And right down here, you can decide if you want to, if this is an import only, you may not want to show it. If you're planning to set up SSO for this, then you may want to show it in your user portal, but that little checkbox.
You want to go back?
No. Nope. And then once you're here, once you save it, that creates the base application. And then you go to configure your application. And from here, we offer the ability to basically define the API to which we need to connect in order to bring in information from this provider. And you would tell us, what kind of, if you scroll down, you would say, is this a SCIM API or is this a custom API? So are we connecting to their SCIM API to do a pull? Are we connecting to their custom API? Most of these are custom API, so we click that. In that, we ask you to define for us the various types of information we need to connect. What's their API URL? What's the token key? Is this a token key OAuth? What kind of authentication processes it is? Right now, we support one type of skip and limit based pagination. So, what are the values there? Where can we find the total count? So if you just kind of keep scrolling, we just ask for everything that we need in order to make a connection to that API. And then, where can we find the unique? So under the schema, where can we find that user's unique ID? What values, if you're having us manage the user state, meaning what states what statuses do we receive from a user that tell us that that user is inactive, so we know when to suspend them when we receive that sort of update. And then if you keep scrolling down, it lets you talk about mappings. What kind of information do you want us to bring in? Oh, that's right, because we hide them. So under here, there's an attribute mapping table that lets you say, like, which attributes do I want to bring and what's the source path for that attribute? Is there a way to make HR not disable accounts too quickly? Well, in this case, if we're doing the pool, the sync is happening on an hourly basis. So you would have an hour. The other thing you can do is if you, there's a setting on here that says to allow reactivation. And what that is if you need to suspend the user in JumpCloud ahead of time, you can turn that off. And even if we get a status of that user is active, we'll leave them as suspended in there. But in terms of having HR turn it off too soon, that gets a little trickier, right? Because we consider them the source of truth. And so that information will, in fact, come over as it does. So those are the different flavors and types of integrations that can be created either from JumpCloud or to JumpCloud. And so where I wanted to take it next, and so I'm still not having success sharing my screen. So Rashi is just going to be my hands-on keyboard today.
I'm like that magician's assistant that's like waving.
To talk with my hands, she gets to do all the clicking, which is pretty funny. Not ignore attributes. For Workday is there a quick fix where we can have it not ignore attributes. So right now we have a very limited set of attributes that we sync between Workday. So this is that enhancement request that we've got. And so right now there is not, within that integration, that pre-built integration, there's not a way to add more options in there. So Rashi, what I'm going to do, if you have Password Manager up, let me get you some credentials. Put in all the feature requests, please, because we are using those to define which integrations we do next. Obviously, ADP is up next and it is in active development at the moment in terms of the design side of things and the technical architectural side of things while we work on the partnership side of things. And but we know that this is an important and growing piece for our small to medium enterprise, our ideal customers like yourselves. And so we're looking to continue to enhance the capabilities either from the generic side or on our pre-built catalog. So give me a second and I will start so I can get Urvashi some credentials.
Turned off screen sharing while we do that.
Yeah.
We are practicing security hygiene. Mm-hmm. We are practicing security hygiene right now. We'll put up the on the screen while we do not pay attention to your screen right now while we reconfigure.
Hey Becky, are there other questions I can be answering while we look?
I will look really quickly. Okay. Kelly is saying, I have specifically requested a demo of what HR integrations actually look like, so maybe the demo gods are mad at me.
Kelly, this was actually for your request. This actually came at your request, is why we were doing this.
But it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. 100% not your fault. It was totally my fault for not checking this in the green room.
I should have said something too. We normally do that.
We do. We just have gotten very comfortable because I've been on like 3 times.
Yes, we just figured we didn't figure that Chrome was going to do this to us. Isaac says this is a podcast now. We have talked about turning this into just a audio podcast, but with all the demos we do, we haven't quite figured out if that would work well. So
that's true. Hard to.
Yeah.
To visualize the things that we're doing here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I think the problem is
You
on my side.
and
Everything is not
nothing.
cooperating with me at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do it on. Sometimes I have had to switch over to Safari to
Yeah, that's where
Get
I
a-
was trying
get
to.
around all the Chrome stuff. I hate to say that. Shh. Hopefully Ryan's not listening.
Hopefully, Ryan will focus on all our good security practices today.
Yeah, Ryan and Andrew, shh, you didn't hear that. We don't do that.
Ever.
We are good, obedient.
We do. All right.
Oh,
sounds
Stephen, we
good.
wouldn't change this to a podcast. It would just be in addition to, for people who want to, get it through something else like Spotify or Apple Podcasts or something. It would just be an additional way to listen to it. But then again, if you wanted to listen to it in the background without watching it, you could always just put it on YouTube and play it. So,
And also, everyone that has like just audio podcasts is now like they're not all adding videos. So really, we're ahead of that curve, I would say.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that was our intent. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We intended it that way. Actually, we had never, really thought about doing it as just a audio only podcast, just because of all the demos we do and everything.
So it's
Yeah, Kelly says releasing the audio as a podcast is a great idea. Anyone who wants the videos will know where to go anyway. Yeah, I mean it's just an additional way to get it out for exposure for people who may want to discover it. And we've already got everything, so it would just be ripping the audio from the video part and putting it out there. So we've thought about that. So we wouldn't change our format. It would just be releasing it in another format in addition to this, since we already have it. So we're thinking about that. Aw, Kelly says, Sam, you're my favorite. Don't tell the others.
PM. I'm sure she meant PM.
Mm-hmm.
During the lockdown, I tried starting up my own podcast. Let me tell you, the audio engineering required is insane. Because if you just, record and you listen to it and you're like, oh, this sounds fine. And then you actually like upload it and then try to listen to it, it's, oh my God. You either have a very steady voice or like all the breathing. There's so much breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or the as you speak into it and all the noises you make, and just all the
realize all the idiosyncrasies that you have.
The sniffing, the
and then when you laugh, if you laugh, it gets so loud.
Mm-hmm. Especially my laugh.
But at least I can't see my face when it's on a podcast, and I don't have to sit there and look at all the facial expressions I make and whether I blink too much or not enough, or all the weird facial expressions I make.
Yeah, when I was rewatching some stuff, I noticed that like I do a lot of like trying to focus on something faces.
All right. Finally, I'm able to add you. Okay.
Yay.
Okay. And save. All right. So in your password manager, I will Slack you what you should be looking for in your password manager.
Yes, ma'am.
And Kelly's in the chat promoting her podcasts, which I think is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a podcast, Rod said, and she says, I don't. I have more than one. It's just great.
Go.
All right.
So you should see one that says Bamboo HR.
I'm seeing no data right now. I see the folder, but I don't see.
Okay, let me sync. Let me force a sync.
Now with JumpCloud's password manager,
I will show my NASA. I will show my handy dandy NASA mode while I'm.
So fancy. I wish Israel had some cool swag, but it does not. Israel is our NASA.
I got this Oh my goodness, probably a good 20 years ago or more at JPL when they had their open house when I
Nice.
lived in California.
My
They're
friend works at GPL.
Mhm.
She's literally a rocket scientist. Every time she's like,
That's awesome.
yeah, when she introduces herself, she's just like, yeah, I work in aerospace. I'm like, sister,
Yeah, I have a
you're a
couple of
full-on
friends who
rocket
are
scientist.
yeah, I have a couple of friends who are engineers and they work on stuff like that, and it's just amazing. But they used to like I think they finally started them back up, but pre-pandemic they would have these open houses where you could go look at all the different things they're doing and they would show you the different projects they're working on, like the very beginnings of the Mars project and stuff like that, and I just loved it. I would geek out on they would have, like, superconductor stuff, and they would show demos of things, and it was just they would have infrared cameras you could get of course, it was, like, during the summer, it was really hot, so they'd take a picture of you in infrared, and your face is just, like, red and orange and yellow and everything, and there was absolutely no blue because it was so hot, and it was just, it was so cool. Well, actually, it was warm, but I mean, it was really fun. It was really neat, and I got a couple of these, and surprisingly, I've managed to hold on to them all these years. I cross my fingers that my one of my kids uses them once in a while, and I'm like, "You be careful with those because you better not break those mugs because those are some of my favorites."
Right. Are you seeing the content yet? I'm synchronizing. Just
Ross is trying to guess the passwords. The chat. I wish I was important enough to have my name be the password.
Yeah.
Yes, I see it. So
Okay.
Bamboo HR is
I
the
love
one.
Kelly's thing about there being a gift shop at NASA headquarters. You can get nifty brand stuff there. I have not been there when I've been to DC, so that is really neat. It's been a while since I've been up there, so or I tend to know someone who lives there. I should just ask them to give me something. Go there and ship it. All right, are we getting there?
Oh, wait.
Yes.
It's working. My Chrome is working all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh.
Yay!
If you just click it 50 times, it actually works.
The solution is to share all your passwords with me, Sam. Now, I am the demo god.
All right. Do you all see?
Yay!
Yes. All right. Cool.
Yes.
Now we're back to our regularly scheduled program.
As long as you can approve the request and
Yep, that's right. That's with them. Come on. Oh, I spoke too soon. Mhm. All right, taking this off screen. There we go. Oops.
tell me what kind of poll you want, James, and I'll set it up.
Oops, sorry. Come on. Well, Arasham, I still have to have you do it, so because I am
on it.
Like I told you, this is like all the things right now.
Oh, you can't just paste in your password. It's not doing the
It's the authentic. It's for some reason re-authenticating me.
Just give me 1 second.
Oh gosh. Yep.
Telling me authentication failed on the Bamboo HR one, right?
Yep. So if you make sure you're going to the URL in that record. So for the
Correct. That is the bit that I was missing. Yeah. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I'm probably going to use my phone to do all this, hopefully. I might still be able to do it. Give me just a second. How many bits of technology can I use in... you are. Great.
Yes.
Want me to stop sharing?
so close.
Yep. I was so excited and
Well, now I'm excited that I get to be the magician's assistant. Oh no, is Sam? Where are you, Sam? Did Sam drop off?
Uh-oh. Sam.
This is why JumpCloud allows you to stagger your OS updates. Is it Monday?
Oh boy. See, this is
Okay,
what
everybody.
happened to me that one time when my internet went out and I tried and tried and tried. You know, some Fridays, and it's not even Friday the
I think it
13th.
takes time. There was the one time that I couldn't get in at all. Ooh, there's a poll. What's the poll? Oh,
Well,
what browser
James
do you
said
use?
something about Chrome, Safari, browser poll, so I just threw one up and just put up a bunch of options. So go for it. Hopefully Sam will be able to refresh and come back in a moment.
Yes.
Yeah, she's pinging me saying she got kicked out.
Today is just one of those days.
Just one of them days. Throw back to the 90s.
You sing for real, Becky? That was really good.
Eh. Sometimes.
Kinda?
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
do. I do. I just don't do it on
there we
here
go.
very often.
I think today is the perfect time.
Oh, yes, we'll sing for, to entertain everyone while we let's see. Let's see, let's see. We want Here we go.
We need everybody
We
to
have a
start
request
praying.
to come back on stage, so we will get Sam back in
Singing
a
just another day in
second.
IT. That is correct, Stuart. We all have things outside of our jobs.
Yes,
Okay.
I sing all the time, and it annoys my children quite a bit.
I like to badly sing along to songs. So when I used to do road trips with my brother when I lived in the US, he would ban me from singing along. He's like, if you sing along to anything you're playing. And I also have realized that I only listen to 2000s music. And my brother was like, new music has released since this Britney Spears song that you're listening to.
I mean, if you really wanna annoy people, you start singing something like, "I'm Henry
Never
VIII.
gonna give you up.
I'm Henry VIII, I am Henry VIII, I am."
Switch to Brave from Chrome.
Alright,
Oh,
so I'm trying
y'all are doing,
to invite Sam back up, but, okay, she says she's joining.
y'all have some niche browsers on here. Question of your question, can you perform under pressure?
I switched to
I
Brave
think Buzzer is in
Chrome.
Canto.
Considered Brave and then discovered who the CEO was and switched to Vivaldi. Oh, I have not checked that out. And then my kids were using Opera, and they said they heard some things about, the data stuff, so they decided not to use that.
I was
Best interview
listening
question,
to,
"Can you perform under pressure?" And they burst out in Encanto. Oh, man, I don't even wanna try to go there because it took me months to get Bruno out of my head. It We don't talk about Bruno because, literally, it would get stuck in my head so badly that every time my brain would go quiet, that song would get in my head. Um, and I could not get it out. I would try to purposefully even sing "It's a Small World," and no, Bruno would get stuck in my head again. Not Bruno Mars, but we don't talk about Bruno. And yeah, you're right, Jonathan, too late now because it's gonna be there again. It
poor
took me it
Sam.
took me it took me weeks. Come on, Sam. You can do it. You can do it.
Becky's totally coming to my birthday karaoke. So you know what I do for karaoke because I cannot sing is I always rap. I may not be able to
Oh,
carry a tune, but I can hold a beat.
I can do the entirety of, um, Gangster's Paradise, the entirety of it.
It's
Every single
Fergalicious
word.
is mine. For karaoke, it's Fergalicious.
Ross
And
wants to know if there'll be a live stream podcast of this event. Sam, yay! There you are. Oh, you're in here
twice. Oh, too many.
Let me see if I can mute one of you, and then that way we can figure out which. I don't know. I'm afraid to kick you out. Oh, no, if I mute you, it mutes both. Oh, no. I am afraid to kick you.
I can only do, you want me to rap Fergalicious? Fergalicious definition. Make that voice come up. What is this idea or become?
Yeah.
What?
It started out with cats and ends with rapping. All right.
I mean, we can just have two of Sam. We can share the screen and we'll all be off to the corner.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Isaac, today has been so entertaining. See what people have missed if they didn't come. So
entertaining. It may not have been informative, but it at least.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the main criteria for Becky hiring me, was that I made some jokes during the interview and she was like, she can fill some time in the IT hour. Approved. Okay, I'm sharing my.
Yeah, improvisation is the main key.
Indeed.
Amish Paradise. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if I know all the words to that one compared to Gangster's Paradise, but close.
All right, so let's go up in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see the settings cog. Let's go to the settings cog.
Okay.
And in there, you'll see apps. If you click on apps, and you can see that we have this JumpCloud. We've already set it up. So if you didn't have it set it up, you would see it in the list. And if you don't see it, if you're a Bamboo HR customer and you don't see it in your list, please reach out to your Bamboo support and say, please enable the JumpCloud app for my instance. We're working to try and get it there all the time, but sometimes it's not. So if you don't see JumpCloud in there, we do have an integration. Please go ask your friendly Bamboo HR support team to add it and it will get enabled. Then Ravashi, if you click on settings here, this one is actually a really simple installation process. So what you would do is when you click on install, it brings you up here and it'll ask you for your API key, which you now, by the way, if you didn't remember, we do not automatically generate API keys anymore. So go create yourself an admin account just for your HR integration. Go click on my API key and generate your key so that you can plug it in here. So just a little plug for our change in process that just released this week. So once you get the API key and it's connected, then you decide how often you want to sync. We recommend that you do it every minute. Basically, this is what the setting is that you see here, is that every minute it'll just see if there's been any changes, and if there have been, it'll push any of those changes that have happened. So it's basically as close to near real time as you can get. You can also decide to do that on a schedule. The schedule work can sometimes not be work as you expect it to work, so we just recommend leaving it every minute. It's then you get to choose. So if you click on the drop down below that, it says what fields do you want to sync. Here's where you can decide what information you want. What we see a lot of organizations do is they don't want personal information, so they're not going to bring in the home address and things. They just want work information. But here are all the lists of predefined fields in JumpCloud that you can sync. We don't currently support custom fields. And then if you keep scrolling down, and then that's where the API key is. But in here, basically you click install, you add your API key, you decide what schedule you want, you decide what fields you want, and then you click save. On save, that triggers your first time full sync, that triggers a full sync. And so basically it'll bring in all users let me clarify, for Bamboo HR, it's all employees. So active employees. So there's other types of users. We don't bring in the other types of users, just employees, and it'll bring in all of those. And people say, well, what happens to if I already have users in JumpCloud? That's okay, because we'll check for a match on work email address. If we find a match on work email address, we'll be like, oh, okay, this person already exists, just update them. And all that information from Bamboo will override the information that's in JumpCloud. And if we don't find them, then we'll create them. And if you have your user state set up as staged, you'll put them staged so you can easily find which new users have been added, get them all set up, get them onboarded, schedule their activation, and then off to the races you go. So that's how you do Bamboo HR. So next up, let me, any questions on Bamboo before we move on? Because I know we have like 5 minutes because of all the technical challenges that we've had. So the next one we have is Bob. So I think you should have Bob in your list. Hi, Bob or Bob. Rashi. So Bob built their integration as well to us.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Yep.
Yes, Bob
Okay.
Sandbox, right?
Okay, good. So let's do the same thing. Copy that URL, log in with those credentials. And again, we have 4
everyone
minutes.
enjoying my personal one-on-one training in HRIS.
Thank you for being my hands-on keyboard because of all the nonsense that we've
I'm
encountered.
learning a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna share again.
Yeah, and so here, let's go to settings. And let's see, sorry, I have to come up close because integrations. And if you click on provisioning, right, you'll see you can find JumpCloud. Click on manage, or yep, manage. So we already have it, and then click on this one. So Bob just recently introduced, Bob continually makes updates to their integration with us, and they just recently introduced the ability to have multiple connections from your one Bob instance to JumpCloud. And the reason for that is because we have customers during mergers and acquisitions that they may have different employees that they want to sync. And so they support having multiple connections to JumpCloud from Bob. Before it was one-to-one. And in here, it's, what do you want to provision? You can control how often. So again, you can set a schedule, how quickly you want it to happen. You can you can sync all of your users. You can put in some really interesting filtering here that lets you say, I only want people with this email address, with this domain name, and this department, so on and so forth. So you can add some really nice filtering here, and then you can get down into the specifics around, what information do you want to be syncing here. So that's like the data mapping. So I want the first name to go here. I want the preferred first name to go here. And Bob does support custom attributes. So you can have up to, I think it's 5, maybe 10 custom attributes in Bob that you can write to JumpCloud, and if that custom attribute doesn't exist on the user record, it will actually create that custom attribute, and it will name it the same name as it is in Bob. So this is one of the integrations that currently support both standard attributes and custom attributes. So this is really cool, and they do offer the option to do a manual sync. So that's what you see in Bob. This one probably has, in terms of the most flexibility and options, they're doing a great job of keeping this updated and enhanced along the way. And then a couple of the new ones, I think we have time for one more, maybe. Rashi, do we have Deal? Do you see Deal in your list?
Yes, I see Deal. Do you want me to use JC Sandbox or API Dev?
The Sandbox. The API Dev is for us building for the SSO piece. Yep. So the Sandbox would be, so copy the URL, same. I'll probably need to give you a code. So let me go get my email here.
Yep. Got the code prompt up.
Yep. Oops. And again, we have 1 minute, Becky. So if we need to cut it off, you can wrap up. I'm okay with that too. We can.
No, if people need to drop, they can. We'll just go ahead and, if you have time to continue, we'll just continue it on, and then people can come back later if they can't stay, and that way they can watch it when they have time.
And you can skip through all the
all the mess,
and get to the heart of things.
We we just
This is like the reverse of when I help my mom with tech stuff, because I'm usually the one on the other side saying, click the thing, no, the other thing, the setting, bottom left of the, no, bottom left.
Ross, come on. I don't cut people off all the time. Just sometimes
She
I will
only
say,
cuts
okay,
herself off
sometimes,
and
yeah,
drops off the call entirely.
unexpectedly, bloop, blah, blah, blah.
But I will say you were frozen with a very like flattering face. Every time I get captured in those moments, it's always like, it's never.
It was just a fortunate accident then, because sometimes it'll be like,
those are the best.
oh, those are great screenshots. I got one of Alexa one day when we were doing something, and it was like a surprise face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to capture that because it was just hilarious. So I send it to her every once in a while.
Like, please stop.
Oh, I have been known to make like little Slack emojis out of people, and do custom emojis when they're really great. Like we got one of like of the all company meeting when we were all doing the jump, and we got Greg Keller doing this like mid jump.
Oops, sorry, wrong thing.
We made a GIF out of him, but I also made like a little emoji and stuck it in Slack for everybody to, react. A reaction for Slack out of Greg jumping.
My college friends' WhatsApp group is rife with stickers taken from bad photos. Oh my
Ross,
gosh.
he's not jumping over a cloud, but we could definitely add the cloud. He's just like,
oh my God,
like we got him
great.
mid jump, mid air, just arms in the air and everything. It was great. So,
have you seen the subreddit for Photoshop requests? They're so good.
No, I've seen some. I'm in some on Facebook that are pretty funny.
So good. Okay, I am getting into Deal
with it.
taking a
Deal
little
just
bit.
recently added an
Oh, it's asking me to maximize my account security, so I'm going to skip that.
Shh, don't tell Andrew.
No, Sam's going to set it up because she is the correct person to set up additional security. It is not I. Okay.
And this is just.
Do y'all hear the firecrackers? Do y'all hear?
Yes,
fireworks?
I wonder. Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
It's Diwali.
Diwali, yes.
Yes.
Wait.
Oh, did you go to your Diwali party, Becky?
I did not. I could not because it was so loud inside my house that there was no way I could handle the noise outside my house. Like literally, it was louder than my TV. And I love the music and I love my neighbors, but it was way louder than it needed to be. And my kids and I have really sensitive hearing, and we could not handle it. Like I was about to go nuts. I mean, it's across the street from me, and I totally love parties, but when it's so loud I can't hear myself think, I can't do it. So I
go to App Store. Yep.
that was loud.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this for a couple of days. Even though the government has banned it, there's like the underground fireworks marketplaces off the rails. Yes,
So
I am.
just search in the search box, Ravashi. Search for JumpCloud, or you can see it there. So you can search for JumpCloud. Yep. And again, this is one that they built to us, right? So you're going to set everything up in Deal and not in JumpCloud. And so then you would click Connect. And so here they provide you all of the steps that you need, which is basically go generate. These steps need to be updated with our recent changes, but basically go generate your API key, recommended using a dedicated account for this particular integration, and paste your key here. So if you want, I don't know if you want to do that, Ravashi, I can just talk through. So once you set this up here, it's a real simple integration. You can then start to sync information, and what it does is you can do a manual update whenever you have new users or updates to users, and they will also do an automatic sync once a day. I don't recall the exact time, but basically once a day, once every 24 hours, it will do a full sync of all the information from Deal to JumpCloud that has occurred. This is in beta, and as they'll continue to enhance it, and eventually it'll get to where it's more on a real-time basis. But for right now, it's basically letting you set up that integration. So you can see here you have the sync to JumpCloud, and that's where you can force a manual sync, and then it'll automatically do the sync once a day. And then it gives you the log, so you can see, track any if there were any errors, or if there are successes. You can have a log on this side around what changes have occurred. They have a very specific set of attributes they're mapping today, so they don't support like controlling of that right now, but it's really the key and the most utilized attributes. They're using our Skim API, so they're basically sending over all of the attributes we support through our Skim API right now is what they're syncing over to date. And so we got through it. Urvashi, thank you for your flexibility and being my driver. Folks on the call and on the recording, sincere apologies for the technical challenges that we encountered today. I would have gone into a little bit more, but we spent a lot of time with technical issues. So, but thank you for hanging on. Promise.
So you're cool if I stop sharing?
Make sure. Yeah, you can stop sharing now. And we can show you the full flow. My intention was to show you the full flow, but we got through. You got to see kind of it's similar process across all of them. You go in. If we built it, you'll set it up in JumpCloud, and you'll just do like a normal application integration setup. You'll add your credentials. You'll decide what you want to map. You'll decide if you want to do an hourly sync or not, or if you want to do on demand. And you'll do that. And if it's on the other side, you'll set it up in there. And again, if whatever configuration they allow, you'll do that there. And then that should allow you to start syncing the information between our two platforms. So
now, Sam, if you want to record a walkthrough separately, just offline, we can then upload that to YouTube and then embed it in a community post, kind of like a more seamless workflow. If you have time, I know you're super busy, and or we can go into Squadcast and do that, and then upload it to YouTube, and then put it on the community for people to watch if you're interested in doing that.
Yeah, because I know this was an interesting topic. We had great people join. Thanks you for your patience and understanding. But yeah, we can definitely do that, and I'll get that over to you all, and we can update and say, hey, don't watch this. Don't watch this episode. Go watch this other video recording.
Or
I can just edit.
I mean, they might enjoy watching us, vamp while we work out the technical details. But yeah, we can try to do that, and that's just if you have time, or we can just have you back, and And
I was thinking we could do the edit where like SpongeBob comes in and it says like a few moments later, and then it just cuts to the recorded demo.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, everybody's saying this is great, and thanks so much for the walkthrough. So they appreciate you anyway, Sam, because it has been great. So and I love that we have two Sams waving and saying and smiling and saying thank you. This is great.
Waving.
So see, we have Sam in stereo, as somebody said earlier. So thank you all for staying with us a little bit late, and thanks for joining us today. And we are looking forward to, I think we have, next week will be the post-webinar product roadmap update. And then the last Friday of the month, we will be off for Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. So one more this month, and then we will see you in December after that. So thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care all.
Bye.
Bye.